Welcome to Transforming the Toddler Years, the podcast for conscious parents, caregivers, and educators who believe tantrums aren't terrible. They are powerful opportunities for connection, growth, and learning during the first 5 years. You'll explore how to use intentional language to raise calm, confident, and deeply connected kids, because the way we talk to kids becomes how they see themselves and engage with the world. Hi, I'm your host, Cara Tyrrell, classroom teacher turned parent educator and teacher trainer. Are you ready to nurture your children's mind, body, and spirit? Welcome, Toddler Tribe. Let's transform the toddler years together. Welcome back, Toddler Tribe. Today we're talking about the 90-10 principle in parenting kids between birth and 5. But I will tell you that this applies to every parenting situation at every age and every stage. It's just if you can anchor yourself in getting to the 100% of our 90-10, then you do it in these young years. You're going to have much more effective timing, and your older kids will be like, oh, I know, I get this. So I'm not going to fight against it quite as hard. As always, we put in the work now, we reap those amazing benefits later. So early on in this podcast, I don't know what number episode it is, but it was when I was a baby, brand new podcast. I told a story about being in Denver, Colorado, and a mom who at the zoo was in line with her daughter, and the daughter kept requesting cotton candy because she could see it. It was right there at her level as we approached the ordering space. And the mom continued to hold her boundary. And cotton candy is for after lunch. First, we have to eat real food. Then we can have cotton candy. And in the end, if you've heard the episode, you know, if not, spoiler alert. In the end, that mom gave in and said, fine. I can't take this anymore. Eat the cotton candy. The 90-10 principle is this idea that we have set a boundary. We have decided as an adult that that is our non-negotiable, and we work towards it. We put in effort towards that boundary line, towards that outcome or that action, or in this case, the inaction that we want our kids to take. We choose our words very carefully. We give kids opportunities to think and make their own decisions. We put in the effort. And once we hit 90% of the way there is when it gets super hard. It's like our little people know that's our tipping point. That is our breaking point. And they push harder and they poke more and they whine louder and they cry more hysterically. And if we give up when we hit 90 and let them own that other 10%, we have undone all the work. I was thinking about this the other day because I was in a run. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know I have a series on Fridays called What Peloton Taught Me About Parenting, because I find there to be such incredible parallels in the way that my coaches are coaching me through my running journey and the way that I coach you through your parenting journey, that I just thought it would be a fun series to do. And I'm running, and I wanted to see what my best possible time could be for 1 mile. So I did a pace run. And you guessed it, about 9/10 into that mile, 90% in. I just wanted to stop. I just wanted to be done running at whatever that pace was that I was going to test me, really push that boundary for me. And I thought to myself, what if I did? What if I turned around and went home? Because listen, people, I run outside now. It's nice out. I ran 9/10 of a mile. If I literally turned around to come home, what would I have to do? retrace every stinking step, I'd still have to get back here, back to where I started. Is that landing? Back to where I started. If you put in 90% of the effort to get to a child who puts their plate in the sink, who brushes their teeth at night, who puts their own shoes on before you leave the house, whatever the expectation is, whatever that next skill that you're working towards your child being independent on and able to hear your directions and follow them on, you put in that effort and you get 90% of the way there. And if you allow them to take that 10% and own it, what did you just do? You put all that in only to literally turn around and go right back where you started. And here is the most bummerific, don't know if that's a word, but I use it all the time, so it is for me. Here's the most bummerific part about that. You have got to redo all that work again. The next time that you start out and you're like, today's the day. Today is the day that when I say everybody may clear their dinner, this particular munchkin of mine is actually going to stand up and put that plate in the sink. And you start all over. Let me tell you, going back to where you started is not fun. Because here's what happens to the 90-10 principle. 90-10 is a beginner's stance. Every time you give that 10% power at the other end by giving away the boundary, and I'm not, you know me, I'm all about the collaboration and all about working it out together, the compromise, right? I'm not talking about a power struggle here. I'm just saying, when you get to that 10%, if you give in, well, guess what? These brilliant little brains of your brilliant tiny people will start to expand the possibility. Well, wait a minute. Maybe I don't need to wait till we're at the 10% to put up the biggest stink, to yell the loudest, to throw the book back in at their body. Like, maybe I don't need to wait. If I can have 10%, can I have 20? Can I have 30? There is this expansion opportunity that they lean into because they don't perceive failure. This is important to understand. Tiny people are persistent. I know you're giggling out there. Me too. Right? They're persistent in trying. Why? Tell me why. Tell me why again. How about now? How about now? How about now? Well, is now the time? Maybe you'll say yes this time. Say yes? Say yes? Mama, please, Daddy, please say yes. They're persistent because they have yet to create a belief system like we have that when we're told no, it's a fail. They take the no and they say, ooh, time to double down. Trying isn't failing. I fail forward. I'm a toddler who fails forward. I just try again and try again and try again and try again until I get the desired result that I want. So to avoid the power struggle, I do entire teacher training workshops on avoiding power struggles. When you start out with a goal in mind, an achievable goal that your child can absolutely do, when you hit that 90% the first time around, before they have any preconceived notions about what your responses will be to their temper tantrums around the discomfort, promise yourself you're going to go that last 10%. Promise yourself you're going to get there together. That you're going to take the extra time. That you're going to invest that time so that the next time the math works the other way. Instead of a kiddo who says, ooh, if I can have 10%, I can have 20. You're going to have a kiddo that says, well, maybe I'll just try a couple times. I'll give it 5% effort. Maybe I'll just try one time. I'll give it 3% effort. You're going to build a strong relationship around loving boundaries and follow through. And that will take you to the promised land where your kids start doing things that other people call listening. You call cooperating. If you want to know more about this entire methodology, I highly encourage you to go check out my self-paced course. It's 6 modules. It dives deep. It gives you so many resources to team up with your kids to get to the promised lands that you want to get to without all the typical parenting drama that is very popularized on the internet and social media. The link will be in the show notes. And if you need to chat with me before you sign up, please feel free. Let's hop on for a connection call. But you are the one who is the architect of your child's childhood. You are building the skill sets in them. So start now and become the best possible team you can to give your child an amazing and successful future. Until next episode, you know what to do. Stay mindful and proactive as we transform the toddler years.